A Pilgrim's Progress. Chapter 2. Then did Christian address himself to go back, and Evangelist, after he had kissed him, gave him one smile and bid him Godspeed. So he went on with haste, neither spake he to any man by the way, nor, if any asked him, would he vouchsafe them an answer. He went like one that was all the while treading on forbidden ground, and could by no means think himself safe till again he was got in the way which he had left to follow Mr. Worldly Wiseman's counsel. So in process of time Christian got up to the gate. Now over the gate there was written, Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. He knocked therefore more than once or twice, saying, May I now enter here? Will he within open to sorry me, though I have been an undeserving rebel? Then shall I not fail to sing his lasting praise on high. At last there came a grave person to the gate named Goodwill, who asked who was there, and whence he came, and what he would have. Christian, here is a poor burdened sinner. I come from the city of destruction, but am going to Mount Zion, that I may be delivered from the wrath to come. I would therefore, sir, since I am informed that by this gate is the way thither, know if you are willing to let me in. Good Samaritan, I am willing with all my heart, said he, and with that he opened the gate. So when Christian was stepping in, the other gave him a pull. Then said Christian, What means that? The other told him, A little distance from this gate there is erecting a strong castle, of which Beelzebub is the captain. From thence both he and they that are with him shoot arrows at those that come up to this gate, if haply they may die before they can enter in. Then said Christian, I rejoice and tremble. So when he was got in, the man of the gate asked him who directed him thither. Christian, Evangelist bid me come hither and knock as I did, and he said that you, sir, would tell me what I must do. Good Samaritan, an open door is set before thee, and no man can shut it. Christian, now I begin to reap the benefit of my hazards. Good Samaritan, but how is it that you come alone? Christian, because none of my neighbors saw their danger as I saw mine. Good Samaritan, did any of them know you were coming? Christian, yes, my wife and children saw me at the first and called after me to turn again. Also, some of my neighbors stood crying and calling after me to return, but I put my fingers in my ears and so came on my way. Good Samaritan, but did none of them follow you to persuade you to go back? Christian, yes, both obstinate and pliable, but when they saw that they could not prevail, obstinate went railing back, but pliable came with me a little way. Good Samaritan, but why did he not come through? Christian, we indeed came both together until we came to the Slough of Despond, into which we also suddenly fell. And then was my neighbor Pliable discouraged, and would not venture farther. Wherefore, getting out again on the side next to his own house, he told me I should possess the brave country alone for him. So he went his way, and I came mine. He after obstinate, and I to this gate. Goodwill. Then said Goodwill, Alas, poor man, is the celestial glory of so little esteem with him that he counteth it not worth running the hazard of a few difficulties to obtain it? Christian, truly, said Christian, I have said the truth of Pliable, and if I should also say the truth of myself, it will appear there is no betterment betwixt him and myself. 'Tis true he went on back to his own house, but I also turned aside to go the way of death, being persuaded thereto by the carnal argument of one Mr. Worldly Wise Man. Good Samaritan. Oh, did he light upon you? What, he would have had you seek for ease at the hands of Mr. Legality. They are both of them a very cheat. But did you take his counsel? Christian. Yes, as far as I durst. I went to find out Mr. Legality until I thought that the mountain that stands by his house would have fallen upon my head, where I was forced to stop. Good Samaritan. That mountain has been the death of many, and will be the death of many more. It is well you escaped being by it dashed in pieces. Christian. Why truly, I do not know what would have become of me there, had not Evangelist happily met me again, as I was musing in the midst of my dumps. But it was God's mercy that he came to me again, for else I had never come hither. But now I am come, such a one as I am, more fit indeed for death by that mountain, than thus to stand talking with my Lord. But oh, what a favor this is to me, that yet I am admitted entrance here. Good Samaritan. We make no objections against any, notwithstanding all that they have done before they come hither. They in no wise are cast out. And therefore, good Christian, come a little with me, and I will teach thee about the way thou must go. Look before thee. Dost thou see this narrow way? This is the way thou must go. It was cast up by the patriarchs, prophets, Christ, and his apostles, and it is as straight as rule can make it. This is the way thou must go. Christian. But, said Christian, are there no turnings nor windings by which a stranger may lose his way? Good Samaritan. Yes, there are many ways but down upon this. They are crooked and wide. But this thou mayest distinguish the right from the wrong, the right only being straight and narrow. Then I saw in my dream that Christian asked him further if he could not help him off with his burden that was upon his back. For as yet he had not got rid thereof, nor could he by any means get it off without help. He told him, As to thy burden, be content to bear it until thou comest to the place of deliverance, for there it will fall from thy back of itself. Then Christian began to gird up his loins and to address himself to his journey. So the other told him that by that he was gone some distance from the gate. He would come at the house of the interpreter, at whose door he should knock, and he would show him excellent things. Then Christian took his leave of his friend, and he again bid him God-speed. Then he went on till he came to the house of the interpreter, where he knocked over and over. At last one came to the door and asked who was there. Christian. Sir, here is a traveler who was bid by an acquaintance of the good man of this house to call here for his profit. I would therefore speak with the master of the house. So he called for the master of the house, who, after a little time, came to Christian and asked him what he would have. Christian. Sir, said Christian, I am a man that am come from the city of destruction, and am going to Mount Zion. I was told by the man that stands at the gate at the head of this way, that if I called here, you would show me excellent things, such as would be helpful to me on my journey. Interpreter. Then, said the interpreter, come in. I will show thee that which will be profitable to thee. So he commanded his man to light the candle, and bid Christian follow him. So he had him into a private room, and bid his man open a door. The which, when he had done, Christian saw the picture of a very grave person hung up against the wall. And this was the fashion of it. It had eyes lifted up to heaven, the best of books in its hand. The law of truth was written upon its lips. The world was behind its back. It stood as if it pleaded with men, and a crown of gold did hang over its head. Christian. Then said Christian, What meaneth this? Interpreter. The man whose picture this is one of 1,000. He can say in the words of the apostle, though ye have 10,000 instructors in Christ, yet have you not many fathers. For in Christ Jesus I have begotten you through the gospel. My little children, of whom I travail in birth again until Christ be formed in you. And whereas thou seest him with his eyes lifted up to heaven, the best of his books in his hand, and the law of truth writ on his lips, it is to show thee that his work is to know and unfold dark things to sinners, even as also thou seest him stand as if he pleadeth with men. And whereas thou seest the world is cast behind him, and that a crown hangs over his head, that is to show thee that, slighting and despising the things that are present, for the love that he hath to his master's service, he is sure in the world that comes next to have glory for his reward. Now, said the interpreter, I have showed thee this picture first, because the man whose picture this is the only man whom the Lord of the place whither thou art going hath authorized to be thy guide. In all difficult places thou mayest meet with in thy way. Wherefore, take good heed to what I have showed thee, and bear well in thy mind what thou hast seen, lest in thy journey thou meet with some that pretend to lead thee right, but their way goes down to death. Then he took him by the hand and led him into a very large parlor that was full of dust, because never swept. The which, after he had reviewed it a little while, the interpreter called for a man to sweep. Now, when he began to sweep, the dust began so abundantly to fly about that Christian had almost therewith been choked. Then said the interpreter to a damsel that stood by, Bring hither water, and sprinkle the room. The which, when she had done, it was swept and cleansed with pleasure. Christian. Then said Christian, What means this? Interpreter. The interpreter answered, This parlor is the heart of a man that was never sanctified by the sweet grace of the gospel. The dust is his original sin and inward corruptions that have defiled the whole man. He that began to sweep at first is the law, but she that brought the water and did sprinkle it is the gospel. Now, whereas thou savest that, as soon as the first began to sweep, the dust did so fly about that room could not by him be cleansed, but that thou wast almost choked therewith. This is to show thee that the law, instead of cleansing the heart by its working from sin, doth revive, put strength into, and increase it in the soul, even as it doth discover and forbid it, for it doth not give power to subdue. Again, as thou sawest the damsel sprinkle the room with water, upon which it was cleansed with pleasure. This is to show thee that when the gospel comes in the sweet and gracious influences thereof to the heart, then I say, even as thou sawest the damsel lay the dust by sprinkling the floor with water, so is sin and the soul made clean through the faith of it, and consequently fit for the King of glory to inhabit. I saw moreover in my dream that the interpreter took him by the hand, and had him in a little room where sat 2 little children, each one in his own chair. The name of the eldest was Passion, and the name of the other Patience. Passion seemed to be much discontented, but Patience was very quiet. Then Christian asked, What is the reason of the discontent of Passion? The interpreter answered, The governor of them would have him stay for his best things till the beginning of next year, but he will have all now. Patience is willing to wait. Then I saw that one came to Passion, and brought him a bag of treasure, and poured it down at his feet, the which he took up and rejoiced therein, and withal laughed Patience to scorn. But I beheld but a while, and he had lavished all away, and had nothing left him but rags. Christian. Then said Christian to the interpreter, Expound this matter more fully to me. And we'll have to expound this matter next time, because we're going to pause now and we'll continue with this story in the next video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. As Tigger says, ta-ta for now.